Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. This is Jennifer Lisanti, the Director of Sales at Beere&Purves. Thank you very much for participating in today's webinar, introducing B&P's two newest carriers, Cigna Oscar and Humana. We're very excited to have two new carriers, specifically ones that are so innovative and have unique advantages in the market. A couple of housekeeping items before we get started. Everyone is on mute. We do welcome questions. Just type them in during the presentation. I'll look at them throughout and, of course, at the end. I will go ahead and answer the most common question we get when we do webinars, which is we will be sending out a copy of the presentation and recording later today. Today, I will be joined by Kaylan, Thomas, and Troy from Cigna Oscar, and Mike from Humana, who have all quickly proven to be a pleasure to work with because they're very professional and strong partners. Today's agenda, we're going to be starting with Cigna Oscar, then transitioning over to Humana, and of course, tying it up with any questions that we might not have gotten to at that point. So without further ado, I will turn it over to Troy. Troy is the Senior Director at Cigna Oscar. So welcome, Troy.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. And thanks, Jennifer, and everyone for attending. Again, my name is Troy Parant. We're very excited to be here today. Just a little introduction for myself. I manage our West Coast growth team here at Cigna Oscar. If you haven't heard of us before, you might be saying Cigna Oscar, what are those two names doing next to each other? So we'll be getting into that today. And I'm really excited to have with us Thomas, Earl, and Kaylan Kelsen, who are our Northern California sales representatives. And then just a little bit about myself. I won't go too far into this just for the sake of time, but I've been in the industry for about 13 years now, mostly helping employers reduce their costs by leveraging consumer-driven healthcare, HRAs, HSAs. So we're going to get into a little bit of that today. That's why I wanted to share that with you. And with that, I will turn it over to Kaylan.
Good morning, everybody. Kaylan Kelsen here. I'm your Senior Sales Executive, and I cover Santa Clara, San Mateo, San Francisco, and the North Bay, so Marin, Napa, that area. And I am super excited to be here. I've been in the industry for quite some time. You all probably remember me from the last insurance company that launched, so it was the perfect fit for me to come and launch Cigna Oscar. Over to you, Thomas.
Thanks, Kaylan. As we take a look at the team here, Troy and Kaylan both introduce themselves, and we do have another member of our team who's not on the call today, but for some of you might be interacting with Rachel. Rachel's our Senior Sales Executive for the Southern California region, as we will get into a little bit more of that and some great news we have to share there. And then on the bottom right there, you have myself, Thomas Earl. So I cover East Bay and the greater Sacramento area, so all around Placer, El Dorado, and Sacramento. Formerly I was with Cigna, and really happy to now be in this partnership with Cigna and Oscar. So a quick little agenda here today, what we're going to get through. I'm going to walk everyone through an overview of Cigna Oscar, how we came together, why we came together, and then I'm going to get through the member experience. What this is really the experience that our member engages with Cigna Oscar in this product, and who are there to help them as they utilize their medical insurance. And then we're going to talk about where this product best wins. Kaylan's going to walk you through some of the rates and some of the strategies that we've seen that brokers have just really done a great job in providing this to their clients. And then she's going to walk you through the 2021 underwriting guidelines. So of course, you know when you can sell this. And then we're going to pass it over to Mike with Humana. And at the end, we'll open up for Q&A. As Jennifer did state, if you have any questions, please pop them in the chat. With those on the Cigna Oscar team, we'll try to get to those during the presentation. So we know that small business is different, and I'm speaking more specifically to California and really statewide of California, Northern and Southern California. Small business is different here. It's more unique. The landscape and the environment that these small employers deal with is completely different than those of other regions and other markets. And with that being said, especially in the environment that we're in now, you know, these clients are looking to you, brokers, for solutions that are going to give them more access to care, both virtually and on the ground, and you know, really give them these extra additional benefits that they're requesting, all mean the while also they're asking, so can you save premium dollars? So we understand it's different here. We understand that you're being poised with tasks that sometimes might seem very impossible, especially with the landscape that you've been offered in the last years. Well, we're really happy to be here for you this time around. You now have something new to take to your clients, something that's going to give them both the values that they're looking for, as well as also the premium and cost savings to both the client, as well as the out-of-pocket savings to the members. So you now have something new to bring to your clients this year for these new renewals going forward. So really excited to be here because they do deserve more, and we truly believe that that's what we're offering here. So a little bit about the product, how it comes together. So it's quite literally Cigna plus Oscar with Cigna in the beginning for a reason. And that reason is being Cigna's been around for a very long time. They have the legacy and they have the position that many people, when they hear Cigna, they know, okay, this is a long-standing trusting carrier that's been around over 225 years since its inception of INA in Connecticut General. So this is a long history with some great reputation and great history. And with that, also what they're bringing is they're bringing their legacy, they're bringing also their networks. So they're bringing their two large group networks, so the Open Access Plus and Local Plus, which we're going to talk about. So these large group networks that usually have been exclusively for their large group and more enterprise clients, we're actually bringing these large accessible networks into the small group realm. So really great to give your clients access to care. This is an entirely Cigna licensed and underwritten product. So you'll see at the bottom of every contract, it is Cigna licensed, and it's also Cigna underwritten. So this is all Cigna actuaries and Cigna underwriters came to the rates that we're at. On the other side of the product is Oscar. Oscar pretty much brings everything else, so the digital and the human aspect. So when your members engaging with Oscar, Cigna plus Oscar for questions, whether it's claims questions, deductible questions, they're interacting with Oscar human experience. And then on the other side is the digital aspect. So your broker portal, a member portal, their application, all of this is through Oscar technology. And we're going to go through a little bit about that as well. Now, I want to point out this is a true joint venture. So this is not Cigna paying Oscar for administration, and this is not Oscar paying Cigna to rent their network. This is not a PEPM arrangement of any sorts. This is a true joint venture of two health insurance carriers coming together to create a holistic solution for clients. So what is offered with Cigna plus Oscar? Well, I mentioned the two large group networks, so the Open Access Plus and the Local Plus. What's also offered is $0 copay, unlimited virtual urgent care. So we're going to touch on this a little bit more, but every one of our Cigna plus Oscar members have access to virtual urgent care at a zero cost to them, 24/7, 365, right there in their phone application or their web portal. Now we're going to go a little bit deeper on this in a little bit. They also have access to their dedicated care team. So on the right there, you can see they have a dedicated care team. Anytime they have any questions, even if it's as simple as what is my deductible or what's my copay, or now it's where can I go schedule a PCP? Can you help me go schedule a PCP or maybe an SPC appointment? This is a dedicated care team that's going to be there for them to answer these questions and actually fulfill those requests. Let's say it is a schedule a PCP, they're going to walk them through that process and do it for them. So they have them right there in the application by name, by face, and it never changes. They're right there to interact with them. So every time they pull out their phone and they communicate with their care team, they know who they're going to speak to, not just by name, but by face as well. They also have a dedicated care nurse as well. So this really helps to round out the care team. So we're going to talk about that more in a second. And then of course you want that same white glove experience for your BA as well. You want your BA to also feel like they have access to help when they need it. So something that might be a simple question that doesn't necessarily need to go run up the chain and come across your desk, bogging you down. So now you can focus on some of your other clients, and your client can actually go right to their concierge team and be able to reach out to them and just for that simple request. And then also make sure that we have lower rates. We want to be competitive in the market with our HMOs and PPO competitors, so still remaining competitive in the market. So I talked about that care team. So we're going to take a little bit of a dive through the care team and that virtual urgent care, because those are two probably aspects that piqued your interest, and I want to go through these a little bit more. So Oscar was founded around the concept that we really wanted to make healthcare easy, and we wanted to make sure that when you want to use it, you know how to use it and you can use it properly. So basically, we wanted to make it feel like you have a physician in the family. For those of you who are lucky to have a physician in the family, that's probably one of the first people that you reach out to. Even if they're a foot doctor and you have a chest pain, you're still probably going to reach out to them because you trust them. It's just quite that simple. That's really what we want this insurance to feel like. We want it to feel like you have a doctor in the family, you always trust them, and you can always engage with them. So this is through 3 parameters. So having a dedicated care team there, like I mentioned, you have that dedicated care team of 4 care guides that if you have any questions, you can reach out to them via the phone or a click to chat feature, and you know who you're going to speak to. You know them by face and you know them by name, and you've already built or are building a rapport with them. On top of them, you also have that dedicated care nurse. So you also have that care nurse by name and by face, and you actually get to build a rapport with them. So maybe it's a simple question of, I've now been given 2 prescriptions and I also have a headache. Can I continue to take Advil with these other 2 prescriptions that I was just prescribed? Maybe you want to ask your dedicated care nurse that, just so you have put your mind at ease. They're there for you, just like you'd be reaching out to your physician and your family. And then on top of that, you still have that $0 unlimited virtual urgent care access. So you can always access a physician via a text message or via a phone call if you want to actually have a prescription. Maybe you're out camping and you have a rash, or maybe it's an upper respiratory infection, or maybe your child was crying in the middle of the night and turns out they have a pink eye. You just need that resolution and you need that diagnosis. You can do that 24/7, 365, always unlimited and always zero cost to you. So it truly does feel like having a doctor in the family. So I want to go through our care guide experience here. With our care guides, there's 3 simple really notions that we want them to achieve. We want them to engage with our members, whether that's from day 1 or whether that's at the time of the moment when they feel like they truly need someone in their corner because they are concerned. At that moment, we want to engage with those members. And then we want to, along the process, build trust with them. We want to walk them through the way, not just transfer them or cold transfer or even hang up. We want to make sure that we're on that phone with them, communicating with them, however mode that we are doing, whether it's phone or clicking to chat. And then we also want to make sure that at the end, we're creating a symbolic value. That way, at the end of this, we've really answered their question, gone above and beyond. And next time that they have a question, even if it's a simple question, they know exactly where to go. They know exactly who they're going to talk to, and the cycle continues. They re-engage, they continue to build trust, and ultimately build this great symbolic value. So I want to play you guys a quick video here. I'm going to ask those on my team, let me know if this does play or not play, and we can go ahead and just so you can see the true experience of an actual Oscar member.
It's playing, Thomas, just not the sound.
Just no sound, huh? Why don't I do this? Take them 2 seconds. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'll do this.
Who specialize. I'm 36 for all geriatric pregnancy? That's the first thing Laura said to me when she called. So I referred her to an OBGYN who specializes in high risk and delivers at a top maternity ward nearby. I helped them find doctors for all their appointments, genetic counselors, glucose screenings, weekly checkups. They had their hands full enough. And I was prepared for some unusual questions. You sent me that at 1:30 in the morning. And that was at 2:30. They even showed me the ultrasound. That was on top of things too. It didn't. Finally, 6 days after the due date, they called me from the hospital. 7 pounds, 4 ounces. A healthy baby girl. Get covered with Oscar Health Insurance at High Oscar.
So as you can see in there in that video, it's really great that they were able to engage, build trust with that couple, and then ultimately created a symbolic value where they actually called them from the delivery room. So this just is an example of how our care guides really provide an experience. Here's another example here with a Cigna Plus Oscar member. So just briefly reviewing this, you can start to see how they engage, they build trust, and create the value. This is a member who was transitioning from another carrier, as you all have this happen so many times, and needed a prior authorization. They currently take an anticonvulsant, which is for seizures. So it's a very important medication that they need to continue to take. And they're running low on their prescription. And so they were having trouble continuing to get that provider to submit the prior auth so that they could pick up the medication as they made that transition. So they reached out to their care team, and along with others from their care team, with their dedicated care team of 4, as well as also that care nurse that's on their team, they actually were able to reach out to the provider office through multiple phone calls, finally connect with them, and actually get and connect them with Express Scripts, who's our PBM, and actually get a verbal authorization that day. That member was able to not miss a single dose of their anticonvulsant, and they had such an incredible experience, they actually now continue to reach out to their care guide because of that experience. So in this example, you can see this is a real life example of a Cigna Plus Oscar member this year that was able to engage, build trust, and ultimately create that symbolic value where they continue to reach out to their care team for any needs that they have. And then this is our virtual urgent care. So 24/7, unlimited access. You can go right in. These are Oscar employed board certified physicians that are they're there to help you. So whether it's pink eye, upper respiratory, a rash, whatever it might be, every Cigna Plus Oscar member has this access. So a bronze HSA plan or a bronze high deductible or a platinum zero, they all have this access to reach out via a click to chat, or they can even pick up the phone and have a request the physician to give them a call. And then they can be on their way to their pharmacy to pick up their prescriptions. So we talked about your dedicated care team, and we talked about our free and unlimited virtual urgent care. Another great benefit is an incentive wellness perk for every Cigna Plus Oscar member. They have $1 a day up to $100 a year for an Amazon step tracking. One of the first things they see in their application is they can link their Google Steps or Apple Steps, and every day they hit their step goal, and they earn their $1 that day, all the way up to $100 a year in an Amazon gift card. They can request this amount in their email at any time they want. So if it's $17, $2, or $50, they can request this amount as long as they've hit those step goals that many days, and it can be right in their email. They can go right in their Amazon shopping cart and purchase their item. I'm going to focus here on what is offered in California. So in the state of California, we offer 16 plan designs. We have 4 metallic tiers and 4 plan designs in each metallic tier. There's 2 HSAs, a 6,500 and a 5,500 in the bronze HSA, and 2 high deductible health plans in the bronze, a 6,000 and a 6,300. Now with these plan designs, they all include your dedicated care team and that free and unlimited virtual urgent care. And you also can combine these with either network options, so your local plus or open access plus. So complete flexibility. In the example here, if you wanted to have a base plan of a 6,300 local plus and a bronze plan of open access plus, you can do so and allow the member to make that election. And then you also have a buyout plan of that gold open access. So you complete flexibility in the plan designs here. So here's where we started, or here's where we ended right now with Q2. We've been expanding since Q1 of this year. We now have expanded to ratings area 2 and 3 in Northern California, as well as rating area 12 through 19, with the exception of 13 in Southern California. So some great expansion through the great support from our GA partners like Beere&Purves, as well as those out there in the market, just supporting us and continuing to allow us to expand so successfully. So we're so happy to now offer this product out to your clients as well. And so for those of your clients that are in Southern California or expansion regions, we can now offer Cigna Plus Oscar. And all we need is that we need that client to be headquartered within one of these rating regions, as well as we also need to make sure 50% of the enrolling population after valid waivers are also enrolling in these areas. So lastly, I'm going to cover our quick network. So these are EPO networks. These are EPOs. So these are exclusive provider organizations. The only difference here between the local plus and the open access plus for Northern California is going to be the Sutter system. So the Sutter system is removed and it saves about a 15% between the 2 network systems. With local plus, you still have access to Stanford, Dignity, UCSF, Hill Physicians, John Muir. You still have access to all of our provider groups, just with the exception of Sutter. Now we do have Express Scripts as our PBM and a Credo as our specialty, as well as Cigna Behavioral Health for our behavioral health on the ground, as well as behavioral health virtually through Talkspace. So if you're familiar with selling Cigna's network, these are the same networks that you have here with the Open Access Plus and the Local Plus. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Kaylan to talk about a little bit more about where we win.
Hello, everyone. All right, so let's jump right into where you should be focusing on selling Cigna Plus Oscar. So Santa Clara, high deductible health plans, nothing new here for you all. HSAs have always been popular, and there's always been a great adoption in Northern California for HSAs. So here we are stacked up against the competition. We have Local Plus, the $5,500 HSA. If you were to compare that to some of our competitors with higher deductibles, you're anywhere from 25 to 26% more than where we're at with Local Plus. Now, jumping over to the Open Access Plus at the bottom, $5,500 HSA against our competitors. Again, there's still anywhere from a 14% to a 36% difference in cost there. So there's a lot of good opportunity for you to provide some savings. Next. All right, and then taking a look at San Francisco, another competitive area for you. Bronze, we are actually in San Francisco, we are one of the lowest carriers as you look at all the ones that are available in that area. The local plus bronze 6300 against the competition, against the plans, we have anywhere from 25 to 49% in savings for like plans. And then an open access plus, there's anywhere from 20 to 29% savings, which is a tremendous opportunity. If you really want that full national network, there's still some great cost savings. And then taking a look over at Contra Costa as well on that same bronze 6300, that's a popular plan. The competition, we're stacking anywhere from 24 to 34% in savings, and then an open access plus anywhere from 16 to 17% as well in savings. So really do take a look at those plan designs. The bronze position is really tremendous for us this year. So let's talk about some strategies. When you take a look at the local plus EPO against the tandem Blue Shield plan, now we realize that not everybody chooses a bronze level plan, and that you want to offer a range of plans that fits everyone's needs. Here's an opportunity of a group of 10 employees. If just 25% of the employees have perhaps the bronze 6300 enrollment, or a bronze enrollment for that matter, there's still a tremendous opportunity for savings for that group that allow the members to just buy up to a platinum or a silver plan. There's still a great savings opportunity there. And then taking a look at Open Access Plus, same story here. We're taking a look at the bronze plan. If you have an amount of employees who are actually enrolled, so we've got 4 out of 10 employees who are enrolled, there's still a great opportunity in savings for those employees and for that employer, and that still allow the flexibility of buying up to that silver or that platinum level plan, because remember, there's no restrictions on what type of plan. There's no metallic tier restrictions on our plan design, so you could still offer all of that. All right, and taking a look at some funding opportunities. So when you have the, this is Sacramento as an example for you, when you're taking a look at the 6300, there is, if you're comparing it to the gold, Blue Shield Gold 500 plan, there's a almost 42% savings here. So, we realize that's not like plans, but this is an opportunity for you to use this bronze level plan as your base plan, hire a TPA, and build up to that gold plan. There's maybe even an opportunity to enhance those benefits because there's so much savings there. This really is a great opportunity. And when you take a look at offering that Open Access Plus, and remember, you could still offer both plans and both networks. So when you're looking at that Open Access Plus, taking a look at going up to that from the 6300 to the Blue Shield 500 plan, there's 32% in savings. So it's still a really good margin to be able to still give and deliver that Blue Shield Gold plan under the Cigna network. That's really a phenomenal network, and being able to buy at that price point of that bronze level plan.
Yeah, and Kaylan, I'll just jump in real quick on that. So we, a lot of times when thinking about an HRA strategy, you're, at least in my past experience, you're looking for employers who have platinum or gold benefits, and then the story is, you don't really need to reduce benefits to save money. You can keep your benefits at a platinum or gold level and still reduce your cost by leveraging, this consumer-driven healthcare strategy. I think that's obviously still in play here. To Kaylan's point, one of the other interesting things that we've been seeing is that people are actually replacing the current. So if they have an HRA in place already, they're just replacing the current carrier with Cigna plus Oscar, because of the no-cost virtual care is going to help their claims utilization, and then also just the lower premium price point in general. So a little bit of a different spin on the HRA strategy, because a lot of times when you're looking at that, it's kind of like once you have it in place, you stay with that carrier. But because of the price difference here, we are seeing some movement with an HRA already in place, leaving that HRA in place, but just changing carriers. So just wanted to point that out for the team here.
That's a great point, Troy. Thank you for highlighting that. So let's jump into underwriting guidelines. So no confusing promos here. This is our standard underwriting guidelines. The group must be located, headquartered in one of our 14 rating regions, and then 15% of the group needs to be located, or 50% of the group needs to be located in one of our service areas. And then if they live out of state or out of the rating regions, then they need to elect the Open Access Plus, but no more than 50% there for now. And then taking a look at the DE9C, we're not going to require a DE9C for 7 or more enrolled. Also, no prior carrier bill is required either. And then taking a look at it, effective dates, we accept the 1st and the 15th month effective dates. And valid waivers, all the usuals that you're accustomed to, Medicare, other group coverage, as well as individual family plan as well. And then when we jump into the unique groups, we have union carve-outs. So as long as the non-union and union total population is still considered small groups, so under 100, then the group would qualify and we could cover the non-union employee population. Over to the one life groups, no husband-wife groups, we need to have at least one unrelated common law employee enrolling. So that's the key word there. That W-2 employee has to enroll in order to qualify that one life group. And then PEOs, yes, we'll accept them as long as the employees are on the company's DE9C. And then startups, we just need 2 weeks of payroll prior to the effective date. So slicing alongside another carrier, we are going to make this super easy. We will sit alongside any carrier. As long as that other carrier is comfortable with it, we'll sit alongside any carrier and any plan type. So if it's another EPO or an HMO or a PPO, we're completely fine with that. The participation is that 60% of the eligible population has to enroll in one of the 2 carriers. So we'll use Kaiser as an example, or you know what, we'll use Humana. You're on the line today. So we've got Cigna plus Oscar and Humana. We need at least 60% of that population to enroll after valid waivers. And then Cigna plus Oscar will take a minimum of 3. So this is a really great opportunity, a minimum of 3, and then you can still offer any of those plans across all metal tiers and both networks as well. All right, so enrolling your group is very easy. We know that Beere&Purves has your back here. They're there to support you. Those cases come in from Beere&Purves and we can approve these groups within 24 hours because this is a fully digital experience. And once they have the enrollment, I will say that submit those payments via ACH because that'll make it go so much quicker and it's more secure. And instead of snail mailing that check, sometimes, you know, checks get lost in the mail. So we really do recommend the ACH form for the initial payment at least. And then once we have the enrollment and the approval, we will also be able to provide the digital ID cards upon approval. So that's a really great, you know, quick enrollment and turnover time. We know that sometimes groups can take their time making decisions and drag their feet upon enrollment. So this is a really good opportunity to get that information in the employee's hands as soon as possible. All right, so getting appointed, it's a little different with Cigna plus Oscar because you do need to be appointed with both carriers. So we have our link here, hioscar.com/brokers/Cigna. This is super easy. If you already are appointed with Cigna and with Oscar, you just need to link them together. So make sure to go in there today. We do have a special gift for those brokers who do get appointed. So take that time, it should be really quick. All right, so let's talk about how we're going to pay you. So broker commissions, you know, we're talking all about this fun stuff. I'm sure you want to know how you're going to get paid. It's going to be 1 to 100 employees is 5% commission, new and renewing business. So again, this is small group in case you didn't catch that. So it's 1 to 100 employees, 5% new and renewing business. And we also have an awesome broker bonus today. So this is starting on April 1st effective date. So you still have time to get those April 1st groups in. And it's any group of 4 or more will earn you $350 per case unlimited. Now, if you sell 10 groups, that's $3,500. They're available for you. And this goes through the December 15th effective date. So we'd love to have you, earn some of those broker bonus dollars. All right, so getting into resources, you can do everything from your broker account. So that's business.hioscar.com. This is where you can update your account and your preferences. This is where you go through, this is where when your appointment is live, you'll be able to check and verify that information once you have a login with us. You'll also be able to see your book of business and your commissions. You'll be able to enroll your groups. You'll be able to help manage and print ID cards as well. So what you'll see when you log in and you see your group, you'll be able to see similar information that the business administrator would also see. So you can help them navigate to finding ID cards, or adding or terminating an employee, or even looking up their billing and changing to an ACH recurring billing if they'd like to do that as well. So that one-stop shop, broker resources, that's also where you're going to get appointed, that link there at the top. This is where you'll find our marketing materials, plan grids, rate tables, networks, and overviews. This is also where you'll be able to find webinars that we're hosting, new information that comes out, and then also our search tools. So this is where you'll be able to search in-network doctors and prescriptions as well. If you have any trouble with network doctor search of any kind, please reach out to myself and Thomas, and we can help with that information as well. So in addition to myself and Thomas, and of course the Beere&Purves team, we have our broker support team as well. So brokers@hioscar.com, our 855 number. And then I'd like to take a moment just to spotlight our wonderful account manager, Grant. He has been tremendous. He's available, and he's a great resource for you as well. So if you have any trouble, perhaps getting appointed, he can walk you through that process. He's also there to support you with any broker questions that you may have as well. All right, so this is truly perfect for the California business. This is an opportunity for these smaller businesses to have access to these large group networks, this large group access to providers, these large group tech tools, and that human support. So it's really a perfect solution for the California business, because we know that California is always one of the first to adopt things. They want to be forward-thinking businesses, and we need to help our small businesses stay competitive to attract and retain talent against some of those large companies that are out there in California. So thank you so much. I really appreciate the time today, and we'll turn it over to Mike.
Hi guys, I'm going to jump in real quick. So this is Jennifer at B&P. We have one question because you guys did such a great job. And it says, Cigna plus Oscar allows HRA funding under their bronze plans with no restrictions. So I think what this is getting at is sometimes carriers have underwriting rules when you're doing an HRA, and you don't, and you're actually supporting it. However, I think the question might be getting at is sometimes carriers say you can only put so much money into an HRA account in the small group world, and it's tied to that the metallic AVs. Do you want to speak to that?
Sure. Yeah. There's no excuse me. We have no restrictions on funding. As you said, Jennifer, we support it, and we will help you analyze the plans. We'll help you run the numbers. So we are fully supportive of it and embrace the strategy.
And we don't require a statement of understanding either. I know that was something previously that carriers would do, so that's not something that we're going to require anymore. And just, we do allow HRA funding on the bronze plan, but if there are, some opportunities with even platinum, gold, or silver, that's fine as well.
Yeah, and I think just on that point, Jennifer, I'll just add one more thing in there. It's our everything we do is truly aligned with our mission, which is delivering the most affordable and accessible care, and we know that strategy accomplishes that. So it's just a little background on why we support it so fully, while others may not.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys. And I think that's the last question. So thank you very much, Troy, Thomas, and Kaylan. If you guys have additional questions on Cigna plus Oscar, feel free to put them in, and we'll take some time at the very end. But we'll go ahead and transition over to Mike at Humana. One second, I'm going to give him the ability to be the presenter.
Okay, thanks, Jennifer. Can everyone hear me and see the slides?
Yes, we can. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, excellent. We practiced ahead of time, and I'm glad it worked. So thanks, everyone. I'm Mike Donohoo, the Bay Area Field Sales Rep for Humana. We started partnering with Beere&Purves in January of this year, and it's just been an absolute pleasure working with them. And they were kind enough to bring us on today to discuss Humana specialty benefits with you all. So today I'm going to give a high-level overview of what makes Humana unique in the marketplace out there. We know that you have a ton of options when it comes to your specialty carrier out there, especially in California. And hopefully by the end of this, in the next 20 minutes or so, you'll feel motivated to give us a shot when you're quoting with Beere&Purves and show your clients what Humana can do. So I'm not going to have anyone answer this out loud. Typically, we open this up and anyone can shout out the answer, but just think to yourselves for a second. Some of you may know the answer, but just think to yourself, what's the number one reason that people tend to avoid the dentist? The answer may be a little bit surprising for some of you. I know it was for me. The number one reason that people avoid the dentist, and this is according to a study by the Health Policy Institute, 40% of people not going in to get care cited cost as the number one reason. Not anxiety, not, I have healthy teeth, I don't need to go and see a dentist. It's the perception that when they do go in, there's going to be a bill that they're not able to afford. And I guess, that does kind of make sense, right? If you don't have dental insurance, cost could obviously be a perceived issue to go in and get care. But I think perhaps more telling for adults with private dental insurance, the number one reason was still cost. So there's something that's not adding up there, right? Insurance is supposed to at least cover a lot of what's going on for them. But for people, there is a huge perceived cost issue to go in and get their care. So what we have done, we have tried to eliminate most of those barriers for people with our dental plans. We redesigned them a couple years ago, and that's going to be the main focus of what I want to talk with you today about. These are the big differentiators for Humana, and there's two main ones. So if you're familiar with most dental plans on the market, they typically max out at $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 annually. Once that plan has paid out that amount of money, the member is going to be responsible for everything after that. So that includes their cleanings, any fillings that are done, 100% of it is paid by the member after that annual max has been met. I think we all know someone, or maybe it's even happened to us, where we put off needed services until the next year because the annual max has been exhausted. We actually have a name for it. It's called the December-January two-step. So you go in, let's say get, part of a crown or part of an implant service taken care of in December, use up your maximum, and then go back in January to get the rest of it taken care of once your annual max is reset. That's annoying. And it tends to make people put off needed services that could, come back to cause them harm later on or cause more expensive procedures later on. So we've really tried to design our plans to eliminate cost as an issue for people to get care. The number one thing that we have, and we've had this in California for 8, 9 years now, it's the extended annual maximum. So as I mentioned earlier, most dental plans, once you hit your annual max, that's it. The plan's done paying. With all Humana plans, if someone hits their annual max in a year, we're going to continue to pay 30% of all claims that come in for the rest of the year. So I'll just repeat that. If anyone hits an annual max in the year, that's a $1,000, $1,500, or $2,000, we'll continue to pay 30% of any claim that comes in after that. So the idea behind this is, one, to make sure that people aren't putting off needed services because they can't afford it or they feel like the plan won't be able to pay for it. It will with this still. And two, one of the big complaints that I hear from brokers out there or even from groups in HR is that, they're paying this premium, they have their plan, and then all of a sudden they get this big bill and they're footing a lot of it. That's a lot of noise for the brokers. You have to, take care of that. You have to explain that, well, they had a crown earlier in the year and that's why their cleaning's not going to be covered. With this, you're not going to get that because we're always going to be continuing to pay throughout the year. The second biggest thing that we released here, and this has been pretty popular in California in general, it's the unlimited annual maximum. So this was announced 3 years ago, and it's been a huge hit for us. I think 60 to 70% of our new sales in the Bay Area specifically are the unlimited max. And then throughout Greater California, I know we have some people on here outside of the Bay. In Greater California, I think it's like 55 to 60% of all new sales are with the unlimited. So this is our number one foot in the door, basically. It's really nice because you can go out to clients and they have probably never seen this before. Most people are used to a dental plan that's not going to continue to pay throughout the year. So it's just like it sounds. It's a truly unlimited maximum plan. There's no cap on the services. So if someone goes in and gets a few crowns in the air, let's say like $10,000 worth of claims, we're going to continue to pay throughout the year at that contracted coinsurance. So it never ends. Nothing to keep track of for the member, for HR, for you as a broker. And the cost is a nice thing on this because compared to a $2,000 annual max, the unlimited is only about 6 to 7% more than a $2,000. So it's been a great option for people. This is what makes our dental plans true insurance. You know, just like medical, when the ACA came out, there's no more caps on medical. That's what we're doing with the unlimited max plan. We've turned dental basically like discount plans in some cases into true insurance for your member. So no matter what happens, they're going to be covered. So we didn't just stop at the annual maximum enhancements. 2 years ago, we decided to redo our plan designs, and we took a look at some of the numbers with gum disease, and they're pretty sobering. Now, this isn't to scare anyone, it's just to show you that this is quite the health issue going on in the United States right now. People with gum disease are 2 times more likely to die from heart disease. People with gum disease are 3 times more likely to have a stroke. 47% of Americans over the age of 30 have some form of gum disease. That could be gingivitis or the more serious periodontitis. And then even more shocking here, I think, is 70% of Americans over the age of 65 have some form of gum disease. So this is a pretty common issue, and we had seen this come up in our claims. Gum disease is what's leading to a lot of tooth loss out there. So when you're hearing about someone getting an implant or they need a bridge, a lot of times that's because there was some sort of decay caused by periodontitis. So what are we doing to combat that and make it easier for people to get care? We upgraded our entire preventive package to be the best in the market. So we're now covering 4 perio maintenance cleanings at 100%. And the perio maintenance cleanings, I'll just do a quick explanation on those. But when you are diagnosed with some form of gum disease, they're going to do a deep cleaning on you. Those are covered in the basic service. They do it in the quadrants. And it's just a one-time procedure, basically, to get the bacteria that's formed around the gums. After that, and this is what's not discussed as much, after that, dentists want you to come in for a perio maintenance cleaning. So these are different than the regular cleanings. A lot of providers won't even do a regular cleaning anymore once you've had that deep cleaning taken care of. They just want you coming in for these. Most dental plans are going to be covered 2 times per year, and they're covered in basic service, which means there's a deductible and some form of cost sharing, usually 10 or 20% that the member has to pay. Well, we just said, well, hey, okay, these perio maintenance cleanings, why not just put them in preventive? It's preventive services, really. I mean, we're trying to prevent further tooth loss, and they're pretty expensive. It's like $200 to $250 a pop. So if someone went in for their 2 and then had 2 more to pay, that's $400, $450, $500 that they're paying out of pocket just to keep their gums healthy. So we're going to be covering 4 of these per year, which is what the American Dental Association recommends, and we're covering them at 100%. So no deductible, no cost sharing for the member. And this is really where the ties to overall health come in. You have to have healthy gums, and we're trying to make it so that cost is not an issue for people to get that care. In addition to the 4 perio cleanings, we are also going to be covering 3 regular cleanings per year at 100%. Typically, you'll see 2 of these that are covered. It's not always needed. but some dentists do recommend that people come in 3 times per year if plaque tends to build up a little bit faster. They personally want me coming in 3 times per year now. So, and I thought I had pretty healthy teeth, but I tend to build plaque up faster than most people. So my hygienist was like, yeah, you should think about coming in 3 times. Like, oh no, really? Like, what's going on? It's like, no big deal, but we just want to make sure that it doesn't lead to anything else. So it was timely for me because they're now covered and I have Humana Dental. But we're covering 3 of these per year at 100%. They don't offset with the 4 perio maintenance. So if you had a couple cleanings taken care of earlier in the year and then were diagnosed, they're not going to reduce at all. And then for out-of-network care, if you're familiar with UCR plans, this is mainly what we're quoting in the Bay Area, but for any preventive care, if someone goes out of network, we're going to reimburse it at the 95th percentile UCR. And without going into too much of the math and details on this, really what that means is that members should not ever be receiving a balance bill for going out of network for preventive care. We really want people to go in there and remove any barrier possible. So going out of network for preventive services, reimbursed at the UCR 95th percentile. If you did have a Humana plan and a member did get a balance bill for preventive care, just let us know because we've gotten a lot of those taken care of or found some errors. We really want to make sure that that there's no noise around getting these things taken care of. So we do offer an HMO product in California. In the Bay Area, we probably quote this on, I would say 10 to 15% of our plans out there. In Southern California, if anyone is in the LA or San Diego area, this is a very popular option. We see a lot more HMOs in Southern Cal. But Liberty is the company that we have worked with to provide our HMO. We have 3 options, a low, a mid, and a high plan. And the high plan comes in around $15. So it's been a great option for like a dual choice. If you have a group out there who is looking to reduce costs, but still get people in for their cleanings and coverage for anything more serious, the HMO has been a great option for them. For dual choice, we just require that 10 people are enrolled, and it can be any split between the 2 plans. So we're pretty flexible on that, just need 10 enrolled and we can offer the 2 plans. And a few quick underwriting things here that are good to know. So everything I discussed with you today, this is going to be applicable for everything down to 2 enrolled. So we can get an unlimited plan for 2 people. The cost is a little bit higher than for groups that have more employees, but it is still an option because I know it can be difficult sometimes for those smaller groups to find good coverage. 50% participation, the group gets employer-sponsored rates. So it's pretty unique. We do not look at what the employer contributes at all to the plan. So you could have an employer out there who wants to offer coverage to their employees, but maybe cost is an issue with that. They could contribute 0 to the plan, but as long as we can get 50% of the people to sign up, we'll give them those employer-sponsored rates that they're looking for. This is where we try to do a dual option strategy, maybe offer that HMO or a lower cost PPO so that those who don't have a ton of dental needs still feel comfortable participating. And if you have any groups that are currently voluntary but are over 50% participation, those are some that we may want to look at. And we can usually come in with much better rates just based on our strategy here. And then we do have field discretion available for our plans. When you're working with your Beere&Purves rep, they may come and ask you for some of the renewal rates, the 5-year carrier history, and participation if we didn't have a census or an invoice. But we can take up to 20% off of our manual rates, the ones that come out of our quoting engine, based on this information. So for example, if they have, let's say, 90% participation, we'll take 7% off the rates. So if you ever hear those questions from us or, we come back and ask for that, just know it's because we're trying to get you the best rates out the door. So it is helpful if we can get that information up front, but if we cannot, we'll come and ask it for you. Otherwise, we'll still try to get you the best rates we can. I do want to discuss vision really quick here. With the vision, we have contracted with IMED to use their Insight network, but we do have some private practitioners on there that were not on the IMED Insight network. So if you go online, you're going to see it branded as the Humana Insight network, and it's a mix of private and retail locations. So you can go in, get your eye exam taken care of at the private practitioner, but you also have the option to use, Target. You have Sears Optical, Lens Crafters, Pearl Vision, a lot of the big retail locations, so you don't have to take time off work to go in there. We also have glasses.com and contactsdirect.com that you can use. Glasses.com, it's pretty cool. You can go on there. It takes a 3D picture of your head, and you can actually try the glasses on with their app. So it's you don't have to leave the house at all to get your glasses sent to you. What I personally do is I go into a private practitioner for my eye exam, and then I go to like a Target to actually get my glasses because I can save some money by going retail. So you can mix and match with it. It's very flexible and it gives you a lot of choice with who you can go and see. A plan that's paired really well with the unlimited dental is our Vision 200. So the Vision 200, it's one of the richest plans that I have seen on the market. It has a $0 exam copay, $0 materials copay, and a $200 frame allowance that members can use. Right now, it's coming in at $10.29 for an employee. So a little bit higher than, like your average vision plan. But when you consider what the benefits are, it's typically right in line with what we would think. So that's on a 12-12-24 basis, but it's great for those groups who are, really looking for the best benefits to offer their employees. We can package an unlimited dental plan, get them a Vision 200 plan, and oftentimes keep the costs lower than what they're paying right now. But it's a great way to offer the best benefits, help them retain employees, and it's going to make you look good for showing them to them. Just like the dental, we're also trying to remove barriers to care for vision. We have several different plans out there. I just mentioned the Humana Vision 200 with the $0 exam copay. That's for sure to get someone in the door to get that taken care of, no cost to them. But we also have an Exam Plus plan. The Exam Plus, it covers the eye exam for a $10 copay, and then the materials they get on a discount service. So we can pair that with one of our regular vision plans. It's good for maybe younger people who don't need glasses, but still want to go in and get their eyes checked out and don't want to pay a whole lot in premium. And on every one of our full vision plans, we offer diabetic eye care. This is super important to overall health. With diabetes and your eye health, oftentimes they're gonna monitor your diabetes through your eye exam, but it's also very important for people who have been diagnosed with diabetes to get in to get their eyes checked out. It's right now the #1 cause of blindness in American adults is diabetes. So by getting in there, making sure that people are getting their eyes checked out, we're really trying to make sure that their overall health is taken care of. So in each one of our plans, for anyone diagnosed with diabetes, we're going to cover 2 eye exams per year at a $0 copay, and they're going to get 2 retinal imagings per year at a $0 copay as well. This is already built in, doesn't cost any extra for them. If you're familiar with the retinal imaging, it's just that big machine that takes a picture of your eye. They do it in lieu of a dilation, and it's pretty cool that the doctor will actually sit there and show you the back of your eye. But it's a way for them to monitor the progress of the diabetes and make sure that the eye is in good health for them. So those are going to be covered 2 times per year, anyone diagnosed with diabetes, and it's a $0 copay for them. So we really want to make sure they're getting in there for those. We do offer a bundling discount. I didn't cover the life insurance today, just due to the time, but if you were to add vision, basic life, and or voluntary life, we'll take 2% off the dental rates for the PPO. If you had vision and basic life, so 2 additional lines, we'll take 4%, and we'll take 6% if 3 lines are added. So we want to, try to bundle it for them. It all comes in on one bill. It makes administration easier for you. And hey, we'll even give you a little bit of discount on the dental plan for it. And then, I saw Cigna Oscars, their bonus. We have one as well. So there's some real opportunities here today to earn a little extra money. This is going through July 1st effective dates. But for groups that are 5 to 99, we just need 5 enrolled. If it's dental and vision, we will pay a $500 bonus. And if it's dental, vision, and life, it's a $1,000 bonus. So again, that goes down to groups that are just 5 enrolled. This is on a per case basis. So it's not just like a one-time payout for one group. Each group that qualifies for this, you're gonna get paid at it. And then for the groups that are 100 plus, for dental and vision, if it's sold with that, it's a $1,000 bonus for you. So some serious earning opportunities here. And again, this is going through July 1st effective date. So we definitely still have some time on this one. The last thing I'll mention here, and then I will pass it back to Jennifer. We recently announced that we are basically fully integrated with Ease on the back end. So for open enrollment, if you have a client that's using Ease, we can take that spreadsheet when you submit the case to us, and we can use that spreadsheet for the enrollment. But perhaps the bigger issue is we now partner with Ease for back-end administration as well. Basically, if you have a group who's on the Ease platform and they have a Humana plan, all you need to do is just let your sales rep know, hey, I have a group on the Ease platform with Humana. Can you turn the connection on? Once that connection is turned on, you can do ongoing administration on the Ease platform. So ads, terms, changes, all can be done through Ease at this point. It's gone great so far. If you have any questions on that, we can, take that offline too. But just know that we are integrated with Ease for back end stuff. If you have a group with an HMO, that is the one caveat right now. We're still doing a workaround for that. So this would apply for every line except the dental HMO at this point. But we're hoping to have a workaround for that one shortly, and we will certainly be letting everyone know once that goes live also. Okay, well, thank you. And I am going to make Jennifer the presenter here.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. That was great and perfect timing. So we're right at 10:29, and appreciate everyone's attention today, and hopefully have an understanding of why I mentioned we were happy to partner with both Cigna Oscar and Humana. They definitely have unique advantages and are innovators in the marketplace. So thank you again for everyone's time today and your partnership. I didn't see any other questions, so I guess they did a great job. But we look forward to working with you with Cigna Oscar and Humana, and so please don't hesitate to reach out to any of us if you have any follow-up questions, certainly. And a quick plug, B&P will be having another webinar on April 15th regarding the hottest topic of the year, which happens to be what are the options when a group has 51% of their eligible employees living out of state. So if you have any topics, let us know, but that's the next one we're addressing again on April 15th. And as a reminder, we will be sending out a copy of today's slides and the presentation recording. And lastly, as the COVID cases drop, more and more people are able to get vaccinated. More kids are finally returning to school. At least my girls returned to high school today in person. And unemployment numbers, thankfully, are decreasing as well. It looks like we're definitely closer to better days ahead. And we're hoping to be able to see everyone in person sooner rather than later. But in the meantime, please hang in there. And again, don't hesitate to reach out to us with anything. So thanks for everyone's time, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Take care.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.